Developing this morning, Luigi Mangione is in a Pennsylvania jail charged with the murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Police arrested the 26-year-old at a McDonald's in Altoona after an intense 4-day manhunt. Officials in New York City have already charged Mangione with Thompson's murder.
When questioned by police, officers say Mangione initially showed a fake ID from New Jersey. They believe it's the same one that he used to check into a hostel in New York City.
Police say Mangione possessed a ghost gun with a silencer plus documents that mention UnitedHealthcare by name. The suspect has ties to Philadelphia as he graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. Police also believe he may have been in Philadelphia while on the run from New York.
We have team coverage on the case this morning. We'll have more on Mangione's ties to Philadelphia in just a moment.
First up, Action News reporter Corey Davis joins us in the studio with more on that arrest and what played out in Altoona. Good morning, Corey.
Matt and Tam, good morning. Investigators say they're working this morning to trace his steps, his movements after he left New York City following the murder of UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson. There are some gaps in time when it comes to his travel since last Wednesday, but so far, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says Mangione was traveling between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh with stops in between, including in Altoona, which is just over an hour and a half east of Pittsburgh. Take a look there at some video. Here's the moment investigators walked 26-year-old Luigi Mangione into the Blair County Courthouse last night. He's currently locked up in Pennsylvania on a number of charges, including possession of an unlicensed firearm, forgery, and providing false identification to police. The courthouse isn't far from the McDonald's in Altoona, where police say an employee recognized him from the images circulated online by police. Investigators say he arrived there after getting off of a Greyhound bus. Court documents revealed he had an illegal gun with a silencer believed to be the one used in the killing. The criminal complaint also says Mangione initially provided a fake New Jersey ID to officers, but ultimately gave his true identity and was arrested. Investigators say they also found handwritten writings described as a manifesto. Sources say he mentioned UnitedHealthcare by name, saying, quote, "These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done."
We don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document, but it does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
And we know the online docket shows that prosecutors in Manhattan had added a charge of murder. Mangione is expected to be extradited to New York eventually. And as for his past, we also know he's a 2020 graduate of Penn. Tam?
All right, thank you. Now, ever since the murder, the conversation in America has not only been about the manhunt for Mangione, but the apparent message behind his crime. It unleashed an eruption of anger directed at the health insurance industry, with many Americans even expressing support for the killer. But Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro challenged that sentiment head on.
In America, we do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint. In a civil society, we are all less safe when ideologues engage in vigilante justice. In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this. He is no hero.
Shapiro also says he has no tolerance for those who use illegal ghost guns to kill.
Now, Mangione graduated from the University of Pennsylvania in 2020. We are learning more about his education and where he has been since getting his degree in Philadelphia. Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live on the Penn campus with that part of the story. Catherine?
Matt, that's right. We're learning more about Mangione and his background. This is where he went to college. He went to the University of Pennsylvania, and he was here in the School of Engineering at Penn. But Luigi Mangione was born and raised in Maryland, where he was a valedictorian at his private boys' school in Baltimore, seen here giving his graduation speech. A former high school classmate told ABC News he was shocked by the charges, describing Mangione as a smart kid who was easy to get along with and liked by teachers. In 2020, Mangione graduated from Penn, where he studied computer science and earned bachelor's and master's degrees in engineering. He was also a member of Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. Later, he spent time in Hawaii, appearing to be an avid hiker, cited last year for being in a closed area. He was apparently working remotely, living in a shared penthouse at a co-housing and co-working site called Surf Break with other remote workers.
It's unimaginable. You know, I was roommates with him, friends, hiked, went to yoga. He was, did his best to be athletic, and unfathomable, knowing the kind, person that I saw and knew.
A Goodreads account seemingly belonging to Mangione has surfaced. It shows a year ago he read and gave a 4-star review to Ted Kaczynski's Unabomber manifesto, writing he was a violent individual rightfully in prison who maimed innocent people, yet calling him an extreme political revolutionary. A source told ABC News that Goodreads account is part of the law enforcement investigation. We're live in University City. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, Catherine, still so many questions here, so stay with Action News and ABC News for the very latest developments in the arrest of Luigi Mangione. We'll continue to bring you the most up-to-date information both online and on air.